Hello and welcome to another maybe daily vlog. The more days we have, the more I regret calling it the maybe daily vlog. Should have called it the lockdown whenever I feel like vlog. But it is what it is. It's all right. We've got some washing in the background. Shouldn't have shown you that. It's all right. So basically we have been in this lockdown for 17 days now. I think it's 17 if I'm wrong, sorry. And the lockdown has been extended. So for all those people who are moaning about it, please shut the front door. Stop moaning. Moaning does nothing for anyone except for make people sad, depressed and grumpy. So if you're moaning, stop. Rather look around your house, your home, your one bedroom flat, your tent, whatever, and look for 3 things that make you happy and focus on those things. Second thing is, I'm going to show you another thing that makes me happy, because the maybe daily vlog is so that I can show you little things in my life that make me happy, so that I can show them to you, and then you can look into your own life and look for things that make you happy. So this is a nice one. I've been working on it for a while. In terms of every day I see another bird, I film it, and I'm going to share them with you. So this one is about some of the cool birds that I get to see here in my little piece of paradise, my little home. So I'm going to take you through a couple of the birds that I've seen. I've got some birds behind me. Can you see them? No, it's too bright. And yeah, okay, I'm in the studio now, and I'm going to take you through the birds. As I watch the video I've made for you, I'm going to talk to you, and then we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't stuff them up too many times. I'm going to fly through some of these early birds, and starting from the top we have got that gyrating baby red bishop. You can see all the red bishops are in winter plumage. Then on the top there we have got a village weaver female, and then one that's skated away is a southern masked weaver. Underneath that we have got some Cape sparrows, a male and a female. You can see the male has got a darker face, the female's got a lighter face. And underneath that, inside the feeder, we have got plenty more red bishops, with a baby still screaming there at the back, trying to ask mom for food. Now we've got some 2 very wonderful red-eyed doves that cuckoo, 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 I am the red-eyed dove. Those are them. That one on the left isn't injured, it's actually sunbathing. They do that to get rid of pests and mites and all sorts of things that get on their feathers. So they sit, expose their feathers, and then the sun gets rid of those pests. Now we have a hardy-dar ibis. I'm sure all of you know these guys. They're very wonderful. This is a juvenile in front of us. How do you know that? He's got a little bit of a shorter bill than mom. Mom's going to come into the frame now. He's slightly duller in color. There's mom. You can see how she's got, mom and dad probably, she's got a little bit of red on the top of her bill. These guys are lovely. They clean all the gardens, eat all of the worms and stuff, and they're quite funny characters to watch around. See, there's baby at the back and mom in the front. Mom's got a longer bill, baby's got dirt on his bill because he's just a messy pup. Then we've got 2 very special kingfishers. We've got the brown hooded, which you saw in another episode. These guys are fantastic. They kill all sorts of little things like lizards and hohos and big spiders and anything that'll fit in their mouth. Frogs, fish sometimes. They don't hang by water by itself, they hang around water. And then we have a woodlands kingfisher, which we saw about 30 seconds after we saw the brown hooded. It's very fantastic. These woodlands kingfishers are slightly more blue than the brown hooded. And yeah, it was quite a long way away, so forgive my filming. It was quite far, but what an absolute beautiful bird. Red bill, and they make that chip that you hear in the bush. Absolutely love them. Up next we have the red-faced mousebird. These guys aren't that common. I haven't seen them many times, but they do come around from time to time. Our more common one is the speckled mousebird, or macefool, which you will see very briefly right now. There 2 of them are, and then they're gone. We've got 2 of those nesting in our tree. Then we have the dark-capped bulbul, very crazy character, love to see them. Then we have the reed cormorant. These guys come to the dam across from where we can't actually see the dam itself, but it's receded, and these guys go and eat paddas and frogs and all kinds of marine things, aquatic things. Then we have the Egyptian goose. We had a pair of these that had babies in our complex, and one by one the babies disappeared, and then this guy lost his partner the other day to one of the things I'm going to show you at the end of the video. It's pretty sad that he or she is the lone ranger now, all by itself, but I'm not a huge fan of Egyptian geese. They're quite violent. Then we've got candides. This is candides. It's a Karoo thrush. We call her Candide. Boy and girl call them candides just because they're the most friendly little resident of our complex. Then we have our very special crested barbet. Now these guys are so full of character. Usually they announce their arrival before they arrive at the bird feeder. They've got a very high thing that they do for ages. They are so great. This, I believe, is a male. How do you see the difference? The males have got more red on his face and his chest, and the females have got less red. Some people call them houtkappers. I don't know. The direct translation of that is woodpecker, and these guys aren't woodpeckers, even though they do nest in trees from pecking out a hollow into the tree. So they do peck wood, but they are not actual woodpeckers. But yeah, these are a very colorful, wonderful bird that we love watching, and is full of character, full of beans, and I wish there were more around. We do have a pair of them, but we often only see the male. I don't see the females so often, which is a bit sad. Then we've got some of the clowns of our home. Carmen's favorite, or one of her favorites, it's the grey goaway bird. They used to be called the grey lurry. I'm not sure why they changed the name. We love them because they look somewhere between a dragon, a parrot, and I don't know, a chicken. They're very, very funny little animals. They eat all kinds of fruit and vegetation, mostly fruit. Like there's some of the fruit we've fed this guy. He looks like a funny dragon to me and calms. We just love them. They're just so noisy, they're such clowns. They hop around the garden on the floor. They do all their funny things, eat a lot. They eat quite a bit of an apple. It'll take them no time to finish this whole apple. But they bring us a whole lot of joy. They're such silly creatures. They're called the goaway bird because their cry is like a going, and they are a menace to all hunting animals, because as soon as the hunting animal is around, the lurries go going and everything scatters. Okay, moving on to some of my favorites, my personal favorites. These are the red-headed finch. They are little birds, very small, about 10 centimeters long, including its tail. Very little guys. They are absolutely beautiful. The male has just flown off. The female there on the left is over there. See how her head is not so brightly colored? They don't change colors in the winter, so luckily we've got one of the colorful birds still here. And they love eating all kinds of seeds, and the seeds that I feed them on a regular basis. Okay, so this is a brief encounter of an African grey hornbill, which we have got and we have seen, and we were so grateful to see there's 3 or 4 of them that fly around the area. And then we've got the Birchalls kugel. This is one of the predators of the area. These guys eat baby birds, and they eat little mice and anything they can get hold of. They love reeded areas and around water. So we're very lucky that we live across a stream/dam. So these Birchalls kugels come around, and the rest of the birds go crazy when these red-eyed pretty birds come flying around and scare all the finches and the bishops and all those kind of things, because they know their nests could be raided. Then we've got the Greenwood hoopoes. Now these little characters are also a loud type of bird. They eat all kinds of chochos and spiders and little insects that they find in the crevices and scrapes of trees and walls, and anywhere there's a hole where they can find a chocho, they'll find it. These guys also they're group breeders, so there'll be 3 or 4 of them in a little flock, and one pair of those will breed, and then the rest of them will help support that baby, which I think is quite a clever strategy. in the wild, but they're brightly colored, they are very beautiful, and they're loud, funny, silly characters. Then second last, we have got my second favorite of the bunch. These are the brown manikins. Now, if you think a finch or a sparrow or a weaver is small, wait until you see a brown manikin. These things are tiny. They're about, I'd say, half the size of a sparrow. They are absolutely tiny. Little things. I'd never seen them before. I didn't even know they existed until they pitched up at the bird feeder. Quite pretty little guys with their scaly bottom looking and their white lower jaw. Both the boy and the girl look the same. And these guys just make us so happy. See how tiny they are in that little mesh. They don't even need to have the openings cut open for them. They can just pop right through, grab some seeds and bugger off. Then this happened the other day when Combs went for a short walk. This is an African Harrier hawk. Now we suspect that this guy ate the Egyptian goose's babies, and the female or the male, whatever isn't left. These guys are specialist hunters. They go for nests and little things. They've got double jointed elbows where they can, or knees, where they can reach in and fetch things. Calms was right underneath this guy and she filmed this off of her cell phone. That's how close she was. I had an awesome experience the other day where I heard the lures go crazy and the birds flew off like hell. And then I saw this Egyptian goose flying for its life, closely followed by this African Harrier hawk. Their names are also gymnogenes. I love them. They are massive birds, like big, as in a gymnogene will stand here, and that's pretty much how big the bird is. They are very big and wonderful predators, and they are one of the few types of raptors that have actually adapted to suburban life. They love the little nooks and crannies that the buildings create, where the little house sparrows and things like that nest, and they stick their funny little claws into there, their talons in there, grab the babies out and have a meal. It's amazing birds. And that is some of the birds that we see at our beautiful place, our little home, our little place of happiness. Yeah, there are many other birds that we have seen that I have not got on film yet. If you'd like another update, we've got quite a bunch of birds that we haven't got on camera yet. If you'd like me to get those on camera, please comment, let us know, let me know. And yeah, this is the end of this. Please look for the little things in your life that make you happy so that you can get through this lockdown period. And if I can do this lockdown period, you can. And if you can, I can. See you next time on the Maybe Daily Vlog that I should have named the Whenever I Feel Like Lockdown Vlog. Maybe.